Hello everyone, Justin Patton here. So the hit show The Walking Dead just came back on television recently, and I've just been doing a lot of thinking about how many of us have been the Walking Dead in our lives. And what I mean by that, Ralph Ellison has a quote in his book that I really like, and he says, "There are few things as dangerous as sleepwalkers." You know, I've always defined sleepwalkers as people that are living life, experiencing it, but emotionally just completely disconnected and not thinking about how their actions and their words are impacting other people. And it's really dangerous when we become that person. And I don't know about you, but I know I've been that person. I'm not proud or happy about it, but I think sometimes when the pain of what we've experienced in our life is too great and we don't know how to cope any other way, we just emotionally disconnect. And sometimes, you know, as I've coached people, what I've learned, it happens because of death of other people, divorce. It can happen because of failures. We get fired from a job we love, or we didn't get something we really worked hard for, or maybe even betrayal. And when these things and these experiences in our lives are overwhelming and we don't have another way to cope with it, or we don't know how to cope with it, sometimes the best thing we know how to do is to emotionally disconnect and become dead from our neck down. And when we do that, we are no longer emotionally present for ourselves and other people. And you know, I think there are two really big dangers when that happens. One is we neglect ourselves, and then we neglect other people. I think we neglect ourselves because what we do is we put this fortress of armor around ourselves to show we got it together, we're confident, and that, you know, I can accomplish anything or handle anything. But the truth is, we feel broken sometimes inside, and so we're using that as a mask. And so it actually starts to erode our own self-confidence. And when we put this armor around ourselves, we don't allow ourselves to be vulnerable. And we can't really authentically connect with people on a really deep, meaningful level. And I think, you know, as I said, I think the second thing is we neglect other people. That we don't make them feel seen or feel heard, or we don't make them feel like their voice matters because we're not even being able to be emotionally present for them in the moment. But I think out of all of that, when those things happen, the scary danger behind all that is we become emotionally disconnected, and there's less engagement in every area of our life. Because here's what we know about engagement. Engagement is all about emotions. It's about, am I excited, happy? Do I look forward to going home in my marriage? Looking forward to showing up with my family or leading the organization? And when we are emotionally unavailable and disconnected, we aren't able to experience full range of all our emotions. And so there is less engagement in every area of our lives. So I don't know about you, but if you feel like maybe there's been a moment in your life where you've been a sleepwalker, maybe there's another way to show up. But how do you start that process? One is what we just mentioned. I think you just got to become aware that maybe you are a sleepwalker in your relationship, or the way that you lead a company, or just maybe every area of your life. And number two, the most important thing that I would offer is you got to forgive yourself. I'm not proud of my journey. I always tell people when I get up and speak on stages or I coach people, it's not because I got all the answers or I got it together. I made a lot of mistakes. And I've been that person that was sleepwalking. And I ruined things, and I was disconnected from people and myself. And at some point, you got to forgive yourself and say, I did the best I knew how to do based on the experience, based on the skills and the emotional awareness that I had in that moment. But I know better. So for that, I'm going to forgive myself and make some different choices. And the final thing I want to leave you with is, I had a coach one time share this with me that really changed my perspective. She says, listen, she goes, you see vulnerability, you see being emotionally present and available for people as a risk. And as a result, you don't offer it to anyone, including yourself. What would happen in your life if you could change the way that you see vulnerability or emotional connection? And instead of seeing it as a risk, that you actually start seeing it as a reward. What would be the reward of being emotionally present for people, being able to emotionally connect with people? And the moment I was able to switch that lens, it changed my awareness of everything. And I was able to start trying to make the slow changes that I needed to be more emotionally present for myself and for other people. So I just hope it gives you something to think about. You know, and with this quote, I heard this quote several times, different ways, but it was that you can only accept the level of love that you actually give yourself. And when we can start to do that work, we can actually love other people better in the process. And I think our whole life we are more engaged in all of our lives, and we're able to have better relationships, connect with people at a much deeper level. I always say at the end of the day, we lead, we love, and we connect with people in a more authentic way. And everything is better because of that. So hope that gives you something to think about. If no one tells you they believe in you, I believe in you. I hope this video gives you just something to think about. Share it with people that you think maybe need to hear it. I'll talk to you soon. I believe in you. Bye-bye.